Hello guys, so in this video I'm gonna show you how to properly format a manuscript in Microsoft Word. So I'm using a Mac OS 11 and I believe this demo would be uh, fine on any operating system because I will be using very simple stuffs. Of course, if you have a very old version of Microsoft Word, then some of these features won't be working, so you might have to find some alternative to that. So let's quickly start Microsoft Word. So I will just run, I will start the Word, and there we go, we have a Word now. So the first thing I'll do is I'll save this thing into some place where we want to keep the manuscript. So let me call this this folder as manuscript, and I'll save it inside that. So I will call it important manuscript. You can name it anything you like, and then I'll save it. So we have the new document ready. So okay, so I like to keep the style pane on the right, and outline probably, wait a second, okay, navigation menu on the right, and outline will go with the print one. So we have this one. So great. So first we need to put some title to the manuscript. So let's make some heading, and for title I will use this title format. So I will click this one, and we have the title, and call it this is my title, or we can put something really important like let's talk about say the use of machine learning in geophysics. Okay, so we have the title here, and I would like to format this title in a way I prefer. You can modify it according to your needs, but the modification steps would be same. So we can make it like, or we can choose it from this menu, and we can go for something like times, which is and times bold. Yeah, okay, so we have it here, and we can make it centered, and I guess that is it. So we have the title over here, which is centered, and then we add the author names. So we can call it like, let's put the author name, and affiliation, which we have to one, and we can also center this thing, but we can create a new style based on normal, and we can call it author affiliation, and the style based on normal is fine. And we can also make this times to be consistent with the manuscript. So this goes regular, and the font size is 12, and I guess it's fine. Then we can make it bold, and yeah, automatically update. We can always come back and edit these formats, so no need to worry much. right now. So okay, so we have this this author affiliation thing. So there we go. And we can also add some spacing after this author affiliation. So let's add some spacing, maybe 12 point after this spacing, after the author affiliation. And there we go, we have like spacing. And here now we will add here this one is author name, sorry, it's not affiliation. Let me see if I can. Okay, we can change it to author name, because we will create another one for author affiliations. So let's make another one, another style for author affiliations. I like to make the first letter small and then the uppercase. Okay, so we can also make it Times New Roman. Okay, so we have the author affiliation and we can write the author affiliation. So we have author affiliation, but it's not format, it's still it's normal, so we change it to author affiliation. And we wanna put this thing over here to identify that it's what's the affiliation for this author. And then we can also put this star sign, which means that's corresponding author. Alright, so we have this, and we can also change this to author affiliation, which is by default, because if you go over here in the modify style, and you see that the style for following paragraph is author affiliation, so we got it for by default. Okay, also make it automatically update. Okay, so there we go. Now we need to make an abstract title. So okay, so we don't need this title and abstract, and we can use make it like heading 1, but I don't like this way of heading, so we can edit this one first. I want the color to be automatic, and this one again for the consistency I will go for Times New Roman. Okay, let me just change a bit more. Right, change it from here. We'll go for Times New Roman bold, and left indentation is left justification is fine, automatically update. And also here for the paragraph we can add like 12 point spacing after this line, and style based on paragraph, based on normal is fine. And we can call this heading unnumbered, because we don't want to add the numbering for this heading. So we have a new, okay, great. So we have the abstract here, and we can add the abstract. So let me just get some text for filling up the abstract. We have the lorem ipsum text. We can copy this thing and delete this, and we paste this one. But again, this format is the normal by default. We can change this format as well, so let's do that. And let's make a new format again and call it main text, and this based on normal, that's fine. And for formatting we make regular. 12 point is fine, we can always fix that later. Also for the paragraph, I would like to make some spaces between each paragraph, and line spacing I would like to make it 1.5 at least, because that's more easier to read. And the first line, I want some indentation for that, because that again helps in reading. So that's it, automatically update, and okay. So it's not we just created the style, so we need to use that style, so that is our style. And there we go, we have the abstract ready. Okay, now let's go back to normal. Again, now we can start the manuscript. So let's add the title. Let's call it heading 1, and we can create that using heading 1. Okay, great. We have inherited most of the thing from this heading 1 style, but okay, we need to, because this one is called heading 1 and heading 1 unnumbered, which we don't want, right? So we need to rename it as only heading unnumbered. Okay, so this one, where is it? Let me just have a look. Okay, we cannot edit this thing heading 1, so we'll have to, like, not sure why I cannot change the name. Okay, so that is it. So let's create a new style, and let's call it heading unnumbered, heading 1 unnumbered, and inherit this heading 1 style for that. And great, so this is the heading 1 unnumbered one, but we want a different style for the other sections in our manuscript, so we call it heading 1, and that's introduction. We want the numbering here, so we can simply include the numbering like this. We want the numbering in such a way. Of course we don't want it here, so we need to go and modify. Over here, not this one, we need to go to numbering, and we make it none over here. Okay, great. So for abstract we don't have the numbers, and for starting from the introduction we have the numbers, so it's great. It's already making the form. Now we can add the introduction thing, so we copy more lorem ipsum text and we put it over here, and now since we have already made the format for the main text, so we can simply use that. We can select and go to the main text, and it's already got formatted. So we have the introduction ready. We can add other sections, or we can also we can add like something like data and methods. We can also make it heading 1, and then we can add results, and we can add discussions, conclusions, references. Great. So we can also make this like heading 1, each of them. And for the references, I don't want it to be numbered, so I'll just simply use that. And also we have acknowledgements. Yeah, so we can also make it heading 1 unnumbered. Great. So we have everything ready. Now we can fill in the load some text again. So let's copy the same thing and put it here. And I guess we can simply do this main text for each paragraph. We have to do it. So let's do it quickly. Okay, there we go. Oh, we can copy the similar thing for all the sections. So let's do it. So for the result section, we also have okay. Yeah. And for the acknowledgement, it's supposed to be not that long, so we make shorter version for that. And references we'll see later. Okay. Great. So we have the written manuscript ready. And here on the right left hand side, we can see that it's already showing the outline for the manuscript. We can also add the subsections to each section. So here we can add like heading 2, and so we can call it data, and of course we want to format the heading 2 as well. So let's format it, and again I want it to be times, let's select it from here, Times New Roman. We want it to be bold, and color of course we want to be automatic, we don't want it to be blue. Okay, and of course we want some spacing after this heading, so let's add that spacing. Again 12 is fine. We don't want the left indentation on the heading section, so let's leave it like that. We can also add some spacing before the title, before the heading 2, so we add like 6 points, and so we have the subsection ready, and we can add like more subsections. So here let's call it methods, and call it heading 2, and similarly we can do for any number of headings we want, and see we already have this outline in the left hand side. Okay, so next thing we need for a manuscript is equations. So let's insert a quick equation inside the method section. So let's do it. For inserting equation in Mac, I can simply go and insert like so. I'll use the table. So we make it 2-column table. Here in the first column I'll just add the equations. So y equal to ax plus b, and we can make it like a justification left, and this one we can add the equations. So for inserting the equations, equation number, we go to the references and then insert caption, and we have it here. But of course we need to drag it to this column, so we drag it here, and we have the equation number. We don't want the table to look it like that, so I will remove the borders for the table. So I don't want any borders, so it's properly formatted, and we don't have the borders. We can insert more equations. So the easiest way to do that is just copy this, and let's insert another equation over here, and let's call y2 equal to a2x plus b3, something like that. And this number will be automatically updated when we select all and right click and update field, and you see it's the equation number is automatically updated. So we have inserted the equation. Okay, the next thing we want is we want the figure in our in our manuscript. So let's find some figure from the internet. Get this one. I'll save this. Okay, save image as, and I save it in the same manuscript folder and save. And here, let me just open this manuscripts, and here is our figure. We can copy this and paste it over here. Okay, so we can format the figure in like a wrap in line with the text, so that's fine. And we have the figure here. Over here we can insert the caption to the figure too, and we want figure caption, and put it over here. We can also add modify the format for the figure caption, and like to make it a bit like 12 fonts would be great, and Calibri, that's fine. That is a figure, and Calibri looks prettier. We can change that if we want. And okay, so that seems fine. So we have the figure here, and this is we can add the description for the figure. And if we want to cite this figure inside the text, we can do that. Like if we want to cite this, so we create the braces C, and we insert the citations. So we go and cross-reference, and we want to cite the figure. We don't want to cite the entire caption. We want to just use the label and number. So that's it, and here we go. So we have the citations inside the text, and we can do more citations like that. So we have, okay, I don't like this format much, so probably I should make this automatic as well. And okay, the black looks much better. Also we can choose to make it centered. So let's make it centered. Okay. Then we can just leave it like that, and then over here we can make it centered. That's another way of formatting the thing. So we can add this to be centered. Okay, great. So we have almost everything ready for a manuscript. Of course we don't have the references. For references I will I use Mendeley, and Mendeley can quickly insert the references inside the text. So let's quickly put some references here and there. So here I want to put some reference, so I'll do insert citation, and okay, so there we go, first reference. Okay, so it will automatically make the references ready for the style I've chosen. I can change it to say nature, and you'll see the references change to that style. Let's change it to maybe like IEEE. Okay, let's go for this tectonophysics thing, because that is easier to read. Alright, so we can enter more references over here and there. So let's edit another one. So let's do this one. So we have another references. We can put more than one references, like here. So let's do, okay, so we have 2 references here. Now we want to put those references in the references section. So here we just go and click insert bibliography, and the references will be automatically generated. Again, I do not like this font, so I'll change the references style. So, or we can simply select all of them and use the main text style, and that looks much better. So we can simply go with that, because since we have spacing between each paragraph in main text, so we see that there is a bit of spacing between 2 references, and that makes it easier to read. But for references, we don't like this indentation, so let's create a new style, and based on the main text, and let's call it references. And here we just want to remove this first line indentation, and okay, we want to automatically update, right? And since it's still main text, so we need to change it to the references which we just made. So okay, there we go. So here, so we have the references formatted well. So thank you guys for watching. This is a quick demo for how to write a simple manuscript in Microsoft Word.